Hey, what is going on, my DC heroes and villains? This is Epic. I'm back again with another Celestial DPS video. Today I'm going to show you guys my rotation and my loadout, what it is that I use in certain instances. I'm also going to cover some of the general questions that you guys have been asking me a lot lately. And so without further ado, let's get started. So one of the common questions I've been getting about Celestial DPSing is, in terms of damage, where does it stack up against other powers such as Earth, Sorcery, Mental, Gadgets? And my typical answer is, you know, it really depends on what raid you're in. Does ads die quick? Is it a long boss fight? Because for every scenario I run a different loadout, I use a different rotation. So the loadout that you guys are currently looking at right now is the one that I use specifically for boss fights. Let's say for instances where we're fighting bosses that tend to jump around a lot, let's say for example the new T8 raid, Dark Side's War Factory. If we have bosses like, I don't know, maybe Lashina, Mad Harriet, or Stompa, where they tend to go away from the tank, I want to be able to utilize a loadout in which I can reach bosses and be able to put out damage no matter which part of the room that I'm standing in. So in a bit I'll go over what I use in my loadout. Before we do that, I'm just gonna briefly show you guys some of the gear that I'm wearing. So I am still wearing some of the old T7 gear. I do have some of the new TA gear. They're mostly from the vendor, and a lot of my mods have been replaced with the new 8 mods. Right now my base precision is currently sitting at 6690, and let's go over my loadouts. So I'm using Divine Light, Anoint, Benediction, Retribution, Wrath of the Presence, and Consume Soul. So a lot of people ask me, why do you use Divine Light? Well, I like using Divine Light because when I combo Divine Light into Plague, that serves as one of my primary dots, because let's say if I'm in a situation where I'm not going to be able to reach a boss for like another second or two, I want to keep as many dots up and active as much as possible. So Divine Light, what's nice about it is when you combo into Plague, it actually gives you, I believe, 11 precision takes off of it. So that's actually a pretty good amount of damage. Anoint, that's one of my buffs. And then Benediction is also another one of my buffs, but if you combo Benediction into Malediction, that will also give you another damage over time, and is one of my primary dots that I use on boss fights. If I'm correct, it also gives you 11 precision takes as well as Divine Light. Retribution is probably one of the staple moves that all Celestial DPSs should have. What I really like about this move is, whether if you're up close or far away, Retribution is a move where you can't really mess up when you input a combo, and it will still hit decently pretty hard whether if you're up close or far away. Wrath of the Presence, this move hits pretty hard for Celestial. I like to use it when I'm around a lot of ads. I say it's fairly good in a boss fight, but I kind of just use it as a filler so I can keep my combos going. Wrath of the Presence is only good when you're up close. If you're too far away or if you're out of range, it's not really going to do anything. For Consume Soul, this is another one of my primary dots that I like to use. Of course, like I mentioned before, if you are out of range of a certain boss, you want to be able to throw up as many dots as you can to keep damage going before you can kind of get back into range to do more damage again. So yeah, so Consume Soul, Benediction, and Divine Light are my 3 primary dots that I like to use on bosses. I know that a lot of the powers that other people play, you guys probably don't really utilize a lot of dots anymore, like how back in the day when Weapon Mastery came out, one of the primary ways of putting out damage was basically, you know, the amount of damage over time that we could do on bosses. And that's the real reason why I loved sorcery so much, because sorcery basically, you know, that was sorcery's thing. I mean, they had so many ways of putting up dots from, you know, their powers. And so I like to play Celestial the same way, where if I'm in a boss fight, if I'm not able to put out damage when I need to, at least I still have constant dots rolling at all times. Okay guys, so now I'm going to show you my rotation, what I do starting on a boss fight. I like to stand about mid-range, about this distance from here. I don't stand too far, too close, you know, just kind of like the sweet spot. Alright, so we're going to start off with Consume Soul, combo into Wrath of Presence combo into Divine Light, Divine Light combo into Play, my Buzz, Benediction, Malediction into Consume Soul, back into Wrath of the Presence again, repeat, and basically rinse, repeat, and back to Divine Light, combo into Plague, Benediction, Malediction, Consume Soul, Wrath of the Presence, back to Wrath of the Presence, back into Consume Soul, Wrath of the Presence. But yeah, that's basically the rotation there. So yeah, you guys can just pause, rewind, and, you know, check all that good stuff out. So now what we're going to do next is I'm going to switch to my other armory, and I'm going to show you guys what I use while fighting or transitioning from between bosses. So kind of like fighting the ads in between. I'm going to switch into my other loadout. Okay, so this loadout is very similar to the loadout that I was using on a boss fight. The only difference is that this time we're not going to combo Divine Light, and I have Dark Pact introduced into this rotation. I'll go ahead and show you guys. Let's see. Alright, so for the loadout that I use to fight in between bosses, such as ads, you have Divine Light, Dark Pact, Anoint, Benediction, Wrath of the Presence, and Consume Soul. So the thing about going up against other DPS powers like Mental, Gadgets, or anything of that sort, they tend to get off damage a lot faster than Celestial. So what you want to do is you want to use a rotation that is fast enough, quick enough, where you're going to be able to put out a lot of burst damage, because considering how slow Celestial is, you have to input certain combos, and then that can take a while for you to dish out the damage you need. So what you want to do is, the trick is to basically have all your buffs in your rotation, and at the same time just kind of switch off between Consume Soul and Wrath of Presence. But since Consume Soul lasts for about 6 ticks, what we're going to do is we're going to hit Wrath of Presence 2 times, and then switch back into Consume Soul, and then repeat back into Wrath of the Presence 2 times, and kind of swap between the two. So it's really simple, but basically this is how it should be done. Alright, so Consume Soul, Wrath of Presence, repeat, Wrath of Presence, and then back into Consume Soul, Wrath of the Presence, Wrath of Presence, and as I'm about to do that, basically just back into my buffs, Consume Soul, Wrath of the Presence, and that's all there is to it. So as you can see, you know, I'm putting out pretty good damage. You know, it's not too slow, it's fast enough where I can still get some big takes while I'm DPSing. I can't say that this is like the best thing to do, but from what I've been doing, it's been keeping up with some of the top powers out there. So yeah, this is what I use transitioning between bosses. All right. Okay, so now that I've shown you guys basically the rotations that I use fighting in between ads, and then the rotation I use when I'm on a boss fight, what I'm actually going to do now is I am going to switch back into my other armory, and I'm going to show you guys basically how many ticks, basically what power does what, just to sort of show you guys which power does what, so that it can give you a better understanding, so that when you guys are putting together your loadout, you guys sort of know what it is that's useful for you when you're going to be using it against or depending on what it is and what scenario you're going to be in. Alright, so let's switch. Okay, so what we're going to do first is I'm going to show you what Consume Soul does, combo into Wrath of the Presence. So you're going to get about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you are going to get 7 precision ticks from Consume Soul. And then let's see, I believe you get 3 from Retribution. 1, 2, 3. Yep, so you're going to get 3 precision ticks from Retribution. And then I'm going to combo Benediction to Malediction. So I'll show you guys how many ticks we're going to get. So we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 13. Oh, okay. So it looks like we are going to get 13 ticks from Benediction combo into Malediction. Oh, and one of the most important things I actually forgot to explain. So the reason why I like using Divine Light and combo to Plague and Benediction combo into Malediction is because both of those powers are single target DOTs. So no matter where it is that your boss jumps to around the room, those ticks are going to be constantly flying off of the of your target. So that's the reason why it's really nice and handy to have in your rotation when you're on a boss fight. Okay, so now let's go ahead and I'm going to combo Divine Light into Plague. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 12. So 12 ticks. So just think about it. If we have Consume Soul rolling at the same time as we got Divine Light rolling as well, and with Benediction to Malediction, look at the number of dots that you're going to see flying off that boss fight. If you constantly have your rotation going, you're going to have 3 dots up at all times, and what's going to happen is the burst damage that comes off of Retribution or Wrath of the Presence, whatever it is that you're using, you're going to hit anywhere around, let's say, 50 to 60k in precision takes with Celestial. That's actually a pretty good number, and just think about it, while you're doing that, you also have your dots up at all times too. So I want to say it's pretty good. I'm not gonna say that it's the best, but like I said, from what I've used, I've used this rotation against a lot of other DPSs, and I want to say it's fairly good. And so feel free to try it out and see how it works out for you guys. So one of the many drawbacks with Celestial DPSing is that if you are inside a raid or instance where there's a lot of crowd control, or if you are constantly being interrupted out of your combos, you are not really going to be putting out the kind of damage that you want. I do understand that Game Update 60 was supposed to be a good thing, especially for Celestial, because they gave us a 3-second grace period where if you got knocked out of your combos or something, you can kind of go right back into it and still sustain the amount of damage that you should. I don't really notice a difference. I mean, it's great to know that the devs are doing something to help improve Celestial DPSing, but you know, it's not very often you see a lot of Celestial DPSs in general, because if anything, if any other person I come across who is Celestial, most of the time they're just healing anyways, and so, you know, I'm just hoping that I can sort of put out this video for whoever it is who needs kind of like the tips, advice on what I do when I Celestial DPS. I just want to say I apologize if I didn't really go into depth or cover much of what you guys wanted to know. If so, I can do that in another video. I just wanted to briefly show you guys what I use and the reason why I use it and all that good stuff. I know that there's also been a couple of you who asked me about Celestial Battle Healing. I'm probably going to save that for another video. Celestial Battle Healing is actually a very easy concept. There's not really much to it, but like I said, I'm going to probably save that for another video for another day. But thanks for watching this video. I hope it helps you guys in some way. Go ahead and like, share with all your friends, whoever it is who have more questions about Celestial. I'll be posting more content, more videos in the future, so hit that sub button and I will catch you guys around. Alright, see you guys.